Upstream. Why, what, who, how. We are raising the villages, Mawiomi, Wijit, Mijuajik, and our mission is the early years, starting strong, creating welcoming spaces to connect and belong.
Here is a 3-minute short story with a long reach around the necessity for change based on a shared understanding of what over 30 years of research and evidence has proven that the environment you are part of early in life get under the skin and affect trajectories both positive and negative for our lifelong health, physical and mental, behavior, and ability to learn. And this is a call to action that is inclusive of all sectors of our society around what's needed for a universal upstream approach. And just as these two butterflies that look so different are actually the exact same genetics with just a few degrees difference in the chrysalis stage making for such variation, we now know that the architecture and wiring of our lifelong healthy development is a constant dance of nature and nurture, most happening long before school entry. And so why are we still losing ground? The reality is we're still working in specialized silos to treat the downstream effects. When we need an upstream model where municipalities and communities can co-create welcoming spaces that coordinate and integrate what's needed to reduce the vulnerability of our youngest citizens, address systemic poverty at source, and not target low-income families because everyone needs support. Here in Nova Scotia, where the Ivany Commission on the Economy came up with a #1 priority for action being the early years, we here in Western Cape Breton have aligned our efforts around the ask for communities to develop pilots around that what welcome would be for our youngest citizens, and to be guided by the First Nations narrative of family and community.
To track our efforts, the Early Development Instrument is used across Canada to provide a snapshot of the brain's development when children enter school. The town of Revelstoke in British Columbia has used the EDI since 2001 to mobilize their whole community, track changes, and significantly reduce vulnerability upstream. From all that we have learned, Raising the Villages is now advocating for the development of welcoming spaces that offer a continuum of support, services, and programs from prenatal to school entry across Western Cape Breton. With the increased social isolation brought on by the pandemic, we sense that the idea of a safe, welcoming space for our youngest citizens to belong to an attachment community and connect to what they need is even more a priority. Plans have been developed for a pilot to help demonstrate and provide evidence that a well-coordinated, intergenerational, food secure, culturally rich, and fully integrated center for a community works for all citizens and especially our youngest. What we need now are responsive provincial policies that support upstream community-based pilots that work from a First Nations narrative of family being connected to community, and from our infants to our elders, we all have a place to share our love.